The Warlords Ruin Dungeon is my new favorite dungeon. It has dethroned Ghost of the Deep. I've been given Bungie for like the last 2 or 3 videos, but I give credit where it's due. They nailed this dungeon. I love the environment. I like snow areas in games, so this taking place in a castle or fortress on a mountain is right up my alley. I love this type of aesthetic. The encounters are the right amount of challenging. I like endgame content where they throw a ton of enemies at you, where they're not hard to kill, but you can get very easily overwhelmed and killed if you're not careful or paying attention. I prefer those types of encounters versus the one where you're like, jumping on plates and trying to stay alive against like one big enemy, with some smaller enemies thrown at you, kind of like the first boss fight for King's Fall. But yeah, I like how this dungeon takes what you learn from each encounter and carries it over into the next one and then adds a new mechanic. So there's some familiarity throughout the entire dungeon. I enjoy the encounters, but I think the area that this beats Ghost of the Deep for me, and why it's now my number one, is traversing between each encounter. With the Ghost Dungeon, walking through the water from each encounter just kind of slows it right down, especially from encounter 1 to 2. You're constantly just going down the tubes with the fans. It just extends the length of that dungeon. It's one of those cool at first but gets old very quick type of things. This dungeon is like Grasp of Avarice, but actually fun. I didn't really like that dungeon. There's traps and rocks breaking away under your feet to kill you. The traps, the chests, there's so many. I was constantly getting my squad killed by going, oh, I found a secret chest, guys, come over here. Yeah, like the devs are just fucking with you at every corner. It's pretty funny. The worst one was putting the Taken Shield Knight at the top of a ledge. Like there's no space for you to go. So I was trying so hard not to die. When he hits you with that shield blast. The last fight was a bit of a struggle for my squad. We wiped like 5 times because that corrupted buff kept getting the better of us, but we got it done eventually. Here's the thing though, I don't like the armor, like at all. Going from the hive armor in the last dungeon to this kind of simplistic style is a huge step down. It's not for me. And I don't particularly care for the guns either. I've heard the rocket sidearm is very good, but I haven't gotten that yet. I keep getting the sword and the bow. I normally only do activities like this because I want the armor or the guns, and I don't care for either, but I still want to play this dungeon. That's how good I think it is. I would have loved the Witcher armor set to drop from this. It would have fit so well with this fortress in the snow, kind of just like in the Witcher series that Geralt goes to. But those are collab cosmetics, so of course they're gonna be sold for money. This dungeon has taken number 1 from Ghost of the Deep for me, pushing Duality out of my top 3 favorite dungeons. If you're around the dungeon, what do you think about it? Leave a comment below. Where does this rank among your favorite dungeons? So we're now in the last season of LightFall, and it's going to be a long one, 160 days, I think. I've not enjoyed this DLC. It's had its story moments, but overall, I didn't like it whatsoever. But again, I give credit where it's due. Disappointing DLC aside, the Destiny team has delivered with the raids and dungeons this year consistently. I love them all. Root of Nightmares, I love that. Still haven't gotten the exotic shotgun, but I enjoyed running that. It's definitely my favorite raid. I love the mechanics and the aesthetic and the guns. I normally play the DPS and add player role, but I like being the runner. I like the high stakes of it. If one of the 2 runners mess up, then everybody dies. So that was pretty fun. And then fighting Nazarick as the last encounter, I like that. The Ghost Dungeon was fun with the amazing Hive armor, and now we got the Warlords Dungeon. So yeah, they have delivered with the endgame content. So the season is still very new, and I say it all the time, I care more about lore. And if the lore isn't interesting for that season, I kind of stop playing. But the opposite is happening this season. I'm here for the gameplay this season. I don't care about the dragon or collecting eggs. That seems pretty irrelevant given the scale of seriousness of what happened in previous seasons story plots that we've had. I understand why we're doing it. I just don't think it's interesting. But what is interesting? The seasonal mods. It is my time to shine. Solar and Stasis are the main focus this season. I don't know who at Bungie loves Void, but their favoritism is constantly showing. The seasonal mods have been featuring Void since like last year. It's just consistently in the seasonal mods. And then Strand came out, so we've been getting that all year too. Solar and Stasis normally fall behind, but not this time, and I love it. It's like the first time since Season of the Haunted last year that Solar is at the forefront now. So, you know, we got Radiant and Scorch mods for killing a lot of enemies with solar weapons, and that's perfect for my Solar Titan setup. I've been enjoying it, just setting everything on fire and blowing up enemies. It's great. The status changes were not what I was hoping for, but you know, I wasn't expecting Solar to be the focus this season in the mods, so it's a trade-off I can live with. As for the nerf to Solar Titans, it's a nerf that seems worse on paper than in-game. It's gonna take a while to get accustomed to not just spamming my hammer now, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. As for the restoration nerf, I don't know, I don't really feel it because I constantly run Lorelei, so yeah. The Lorelei new ornament though is fucking amazing. I'm hoping it comes to the store for Bright Dust like the last one did. I don't think the matching chest piece will, but that's fine. But yeah, I'm loving the cosmetics for Titan this season. It's probably only the Lorelei ornament I'm gonna get because I'm not buying that Witcher set. I've seen the other tweaks to Titan Exotics, and you know, I'm gonna confess something right now. It's like 10 months later, I still don't have a Strand build. It's why you don't see it in my videos. I haven't even collected the aspects and fragments. It's such a chore. I just kept putting it off. The new Banner of War that I've seen people play with in my game seems cool. I want to try that. But I just hate grinding for the Strand currency. I keep putting off, and I don't really want to play on Niamuna either. I don't enjoy that location. But you know, this season is 160 days. I think I have enough time to do that when I get bored, because it will happen. You know, a dungeon can't hold anyone's attention for that long. I've come up with a new Void and Arc build that I'm enjoying those two, but I gotta get around to trying Strand and making a Path of Burning Steps build since they changed that too. But I gotta unlock new loadout slots. Yeah, that's how much I have not been playing this year. I haven't done Lost Sector clears. So, seeing I'm liking the gameplay this season, I'll try to finish all of these things before they, make more gameplay tweaks and I end up not liking it again. But the new seasonal activities, they're cool. You can just keep going through the portals and run it over and over. I like that, and the I guess the look of the new weapons. But with how long the season is, I'm sure that also won't be enough to keep people's attention, so we'll see what the new thing they come up with next year. I think around May or April, they said. But yeah, lovely dungeons, lovely cosmetics, and the seasonal mods. It's kind of early, but how's the season going for you so far? Are you liking the new weapons and dungeon? Leave a comment down below and let me know. But that's all I got for this short video, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.